Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Bunton.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
Dempsey.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Hill.
Here.
Crop. Here. Menser.
Here.
Okay, announcements, acknowledgements, communications, or reports. Do we have any this evening?
I do not have any.
No. Okay. Oh, there goes my pen. Adoption of the agenda. I need a motion.
Move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Ford.
Yes.
Crop. Yes. Menser.
Yes.
Did I say yes to my name or Hill's name? Okay. Public participation. Excuse me. This is the time you may address this body. All we ask is that you give us your name and residential address and you adhere to our 3-minute rule. Let me state that there is a public hearing tonight for the CBDG funds. So if you want to wait till that portion of the agenda, which is not far down the road, that's when you may speak to any of the, the CBDG funding. I had to think a minute. So anybody would like to say, come to, why Mike now? It's 2017, we're starting off okay here.
Good evening, Dolores Kusiniak, 250 Euclid. I want to continue on what Ruth Stevenson talked about last time about the snow. I know they have a big problem there. I have more of a personal problem. We had snow so bad after the streets were plowed that my driveway was higher than my car. There was no way I could shovel it to get out. So one of the younger men in the neighborhood came by me. He said, "Do you want your snow shoveled?" And I said, "You know what? I really don't care about my sidewalk. Just give me a patch so I can get out of my driveway. Just the 2 tires, because I have a 4-wheel drive and I can get out." And he says, "Okay." So good thing I asked. I said, "What are you going to charge him?" He says, "How about $50? I said, "What?" He says, $50. I said, "Just for 2 tire tracks?" "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, what if it snows in 2 weeks? I got to pay you again?" "Well, yeah." And he's, "Otherwise, if you want to carry it over." And I says, "No, I don't prepay." And he said, "Do you want me to shovel it?" And I says, "No." I said, "I'll give you 20. He said, "Lady, for 20, I won't pick up my shovels." I said, "Well, for 50, I'm not shoveling the snow. I'll stay in my house for 2 days." I can't believe that people are out of work and they want $50. That's more than an engineer gets at work. I think they get $40 a start, and this guy wants 50. But there, if we can solve this problem some way, I call the other cities. They all have the same problem when they plow the streets. The driveways do get plowed in. There's got to be someone, engineer or somebody, to think a way out of this. I thought if the snow shovel had sides on it, where the snow wouldn't fall over, and then they could dump it on my lawn or on a lawn where there's not a driveway. But, you know, I'm in there for 2 days and I could not get out. So if we can, somebody think about something, maybe we can have a contest, somebody will work for a year of snow shoveling. And also I want to tell you that we have a new officers at the Neighborhood Watch meeting. The meeting is next Monday. It's the second Monday of the month at 7 o'clock. And everyone is invited. You're all citizens of Mount Clemens. You all have a voice to say and something to speak up about, so I wish that everybody would come. That's it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Ruthie Stevenson, 69 Bain Street. To the city of Mount Clemens, Happy New Year and a blessed, safe one. And as we continue to go on in this year, continue to be our neighbor's keeper. And as Dolores was saying, we are our brother's keeper. In other words, we're neighbors. In other words, we're next to one another. And, you know, sometimes we have to look out for one another, and that includes shoveling some snow sometimes. To ask somebody to pay you $50 to shovel some snow, that's very ironic, you know. It's not acceptable. And I understand everybody needs to make money, but my God, $50. As old as I am, if somebody was willing to pay that, would I do it? No, I would do it for free. And they don't realize their blessings will come back to them. So as we go forth in this year, let's continue to work together to implement the processes and the ways that this city is supposed to go. And thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, Rick Block, 207 Cambridge. I don't often pass out compliments, but with respect to the 2 snowfalls we had within like 3 days, I'd give the crew an A for performance, or an A for timeliness and all of that good stuff. They were out there during the night, and the streets were nice and clean. However, the flip side to that is performance. The best I could give them would be a C minus, simply because their blades never got closer than 3 feet to the curb. 3 feet. Now, Cambridge is a pretty narrow street. 3 feet on this side and 3 feet on that side. You've just narrowed the street by 6 feet. And we do have a lot of people that park on the street, farther down up the street. So the street gets pretty narrow there when they don't get any closer than 3 feet. I was kind of hoping they'd do something better next time.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Administrative responses to issues, we have none, right? Right. We'll finish that one. Approve of the minutes, need a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes of December 19th.
Support.
Roll call?
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Okay. General business. 9A, public hearing for the allocation of community block grant funding for fiscal year 2017. I need a motion.
Motion to open the public hearing for the allocation of community development block grant funding for fiscal year 2017.
Support.
Roll call?
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Crop. Yes. Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Okay, it is expected that the city of Mount Clemens will receive an allocation of $63,343 in the CDBG funding for the fiscal year 2017. The purpose of this agenda item is to elicit public input on how these dollars should be spent within the city. Notice of public hearing was published in the Macomb Daily. Also attached is a list of nonprofit applications that have been pre-approved by the county. The City Commission is set to approve the final allocations at its January 17th, 2017 meeting. So it's open. Anyone can come to the mic. Whoops, don't fight.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mark Henderson. I'm representing the Macomb County Mormon Center and the Ray of Hope. I see some familiar faces. I'm up here once a year giving my sales pitch. Just wanted to let you know that we did apply for $1,500 and some change to help us continue on with our mission. The situation of the homeless is not going to go away. I understand that most of your CDBG money goes to beautifying downtown Mount Clemens, and I appreciate that because I'm an alumni of Mount Clemens. I was born and raised here, and I love the city. I love what you're doing. But the homeless situation is also part of the blight downtown. Just to give you an example, right outside right now, there are people sleeping on the courtroom steps down on the boardwalk, and that's going to keep people away. Since last summer, we have housed 6 people without tax money, okay, gotten these people off the streets and into housing. Ironically enough, 3 or 4 of them were senior citizens, and they're now taxpayers right in this city living in high-rises. Instead of going to Gus's and getting a paid-forward ticket, they're going in there, paying their bill, and leaving a tip. Our goal is to continue on with that, and your funds will help us keep that going. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Would you just please repeat the name of your agency?
The Macomb County Mormon Center and the Ray of Hope. The Mormon Center is the rotating homeless shelter. That's the mandate. That's how we keep people alive, keep them out of dumpsters. I'm sure we all heard about the gentleman that was carried away in the dumpster. Yeah, I've been to see him 3 times in the hospital already. He did lose a leg. That's part of the reason that HUD cut all shelter funding nationwide. That's part of the reason we didn't try to get a host church that week. It was really, really tragic. But anyway, yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Next. Okay.
Good evening, Mayor,
Good evening.
Board. My name is Maggie Varney, and I'm the founder and CEO of Wigs for Kids, 30126 Harper, St. Clair Shores. Wigs for Kids is a local grassroots nonprofit organization, and what we do is provide wigs and support services for children all throughout the state of Michigan. Most of our children come from the Tri-County area, and the bulk of our kids come from Macomb County. You will see there in your paperwork that we've serviced 3 children from your community, and we have asked for $1,000. It's $800 to actually take the hair that is donated and make it into a wig for a child. Each wig is custom made for each child. And they also receive, we have a wellness center where they receive all the support services, and that includes emotional, social, and psychological. These kids feel so disconnected from their schools, and so we have retired teachers who work with our group of children and help them stay connected to school, because this gives them a sense of normalcy. They're able to go out in public without being stared at and made fun of. Currently, I have 2 bills in the House of Representatives and 1 in the Senate, because in 13 other states, it's mandated that insurance recognizes the need for a child to have a wig, and Michigan is not one of them, unfortunately. But we have people up in Lansing working very hard, and in our communities working very hard to help us change that. So not only adults, but children also, well, they will be treated as if it's any other prosthetic. Because it doesn't just affect their appearance, it affects their sense of well-being. So it's not just about appearance, and we help children. Most of our children do have cancer. About 50% of our kids have cancer, but we help children who are burn survivors, kids who have trichotillomania, alopecia, hydrocephalus, blood disorders. We work with all 8 hospitals all throughout Michigan that service pediatric oncology. And I'm very proud to say that because of the kindness and generosity of the people and the communities in the state of Michigan, we have serviced over 3,000 children right here in Michigan. So thank you for your continued support and help. And please, most importantly, if you ever know of a child that needs our services, please contact us. We help everyone. We charge nothing. We turn no one away. I had a father call last week, and we got him in the same day with his daughter. He could not believe it. He drove 3 hours to get there. So they come from all over to get help, because we're it. We're their resource. So thank you for helping us continue the mission.
Thank you.
Thanks for your support.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, my name is Elisa Diaz, and I'm the Executive Director of Macomb Literacy Partners. I live at 13526 Towering Oaks Drive in Shelby Township. This evening, we're coming before the board to ask for $1,000 to help us defray some of the cost of teaching adults in Macomb County to learn to read and write or learn English as a second language. We've been around since 1984. We've helped 5,800 people in Macomb County learn to read or learn to speak and read and write English. It is a service that is for adults only. We recruit and train volunteer tutors, and we pair them with adults who need one-on-one tutoring. They meet at libraries throughout Macomb County. The tutors are supported, trained, provided materials that are appropriate to the student's reading level, and we've had many, many successes in our program. Today, I had a tutor call and tell me that her student enrolled in community college. So it costs about $1,200 a year to support a tutor and student pair. We test students. We provide training and enrichments for our tutors. So we're coming before Mount Clemens to ask for $1,000 to help us with that cost. Last year, we served 7 students from Mount Clemens. We tutored 207 hours for Mount Clemens residents. 6 of them were adult basic education students. 1 was an English language learner. 4 of them were females, 3 were males. And right about now, you would pay about $35 an hour for tutoring services to teach someone how to speak English or teach an adult how to learn to read or write. So we've made a substantial commitment in Mount Clemens, and we constantly are mailing things out to the churches to let pastors know that we always need volunteers and we always are welcoming students. So we would appreciate your consideration tonight. Thank you for this opportunity. We appreciate it. Oh, and if anyone is interested in becoming a tutor, you can call us at 586-286-2750. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello there, City Commissioners. My name is Brad O'Donnell. I am with Play Place for Autistic Children. We are in Sterling Heights, 18-mile road in Mound. We just opened up on August 1st our 25,000 square foot facility for children and families affected by autism and other special needs. Our mission statement, we're trying to provide a fun-filled, judgment-free haven of hope for children and families affected by autism and other special needs. So just sort of a little taste of what we've got going on there. We have a Lego room, so we had an anonymous donor donate $60,000 worth of Legos. So we do sort of sensory Lego projects, crafts pertaining to that, how to do hand-eye coordination, things like that. We've got an art room, always very, very popular. We just purchased a bouncer. The kids really like that. We sort of have the educational half of the facility and then the more fun half of the facility. So what I'm here to request from you today, we're working on getting things sustainable. We've noticed some areas, obviously these funds have to be used for low to moderate income individuals. And so what we kind of noticed, we do have a walk-in process where you just sort of walk in the door and participate in some of our programs. The best way to get a good feel for what we're up to is through our memberships. That's kind of the point I'm getting to, is that a lot of, notice there's certain areas that we're getting fewer memberships from, lots and lots more memberships from New Baltimore and Shelby Township and Macomb than from Mount Clemens and things like that. So we think we really want to try to help these people to get their children in here. I mean, these are children. They have no idea what, most of them don't even have a concept of what money is, part of what we're teaching in our Play Place store. But anyway, so I was hoping, that you would consider us for CDBG funds. I think we would be a good investment for Mount Clemens and for your families here. The idea, by the way, is to create a pool of funds specifically for families from Mount Clemens. So that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Can I hand you this?
Sure.
All right.
Didn't you just do casual day? Didn't you just get casual day from the county?
Yes, we did. I don't know if it's a just. I think we did casual day. Pardon me, always talking to the mic, right? I think we got casual day from the county. I want to say August or September, something like that. Yeah, so pretty recently. Yeah, we're trying to be
What
everywhere.
is casual day?
What's that?
What is casual day?
Macomb County does, their employees do a casual day. I'm not sure if the county matches it or not, but essentially they pay $1. Yeah, I didn't think so. But essentially the employees of Macomb County, sort of pay to wear jeans on Fridays, and we got the money. So, and that's really lucrative. It's like $1,500 or something like that, all set, which is, that was really nice.
And your
nice little boost.
501c3s do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Can I share some materials?
Please. Thank you.
offices there for a number of years.
Good evening.
Hi.
My name is Dory Vasquez Nolan. I am the Executive Director of Care House, the Macomb County Child Advocacy Center, located at 131 Market Street, right here in Mount Clemens. Care House is a child advocacy center. Our goal is to reduce the trauma that is typically associated with child sexual abuse and child physical abuse investigations. Before centers like Care House existed, children that may have been sexually abused or physically abused were forced to be interviewed in multiple locations, a lot of times scary and unfamiliar places like hospital emergency rooms, police stations, maybe pulled out of class and interviewed in the principal's office in front of several school personnel. It was found that those repeated interviews added almost as much trauma to a child victim as the actual abuse itself. So Care House, which is one of 800 child advocacy centers in the United States and one of over 35 in the state of Michigan, serving over 50 counties right now. Care House was born in 1996, that's 20 years ago, to assemble a multidisciplinary team of professionals, including law enforcement, Children's Protective Services, the prosecutor's office, and our staff, which includes a forensic interviewer, therapists, and crisis counselors, to create a child-friendly and safe atmosphere where a child could disclose and tell a story, if there's one to be told, only one time. The team of professionals observes the interview live via closed-circuit TV in another part of the building. Post-interview, the MDT, as we call it, our multidisciplinary team, meets with the parent so that they can share everything that may happen after the interview, where if the investigation will move forward, if the case will be prosecuted. We can offer services such as access to forensic medical examinations, longer-term therapy, the crisis counseling on the day of the forensic interview, support groups, access to other needed community services. All of the services that we offer to families are provided at no cost to the families that we serve. As the designated local counsel in Macomb County, we also provide child abuse prevention and education information for the entire community. Excuse me. Like I said, we have celebrated last year 20 years of service in Macomb County. And last year in 2016, we provided services to 510 new child victims of abuse and their families. 29 of those children were residents of Mount Clemens. We currently work with detectives from the Sheriff's Department that are specific to our unit, including Dave Crabtree, Derek Elsey, Jeff McPherson, Kelly Simmons, and Brandon Wiley. We have appreciated being a neighbor in the community for over 20 years. We look forward to 20 more years and more. We actually, because of the expansion of our services and the increase in the number of victims and families that we serve every year, in 2017, one of our goals is to look for more space both in Mount Clemens and maybe a satellite office in the southern part of the county. We are respectfully asking for funding from Mount Clemens this year in the amount of $3,600, which would support services for 6 victims and their families who are residents of Mount Clemens. We always do welcome calls from the community. Our phone number, 586-463-0123. Our website, www.mccarehouse.org. We're on Facebook. We love people to follow us there. We'd also invite any of you, if you're interested, to come by and take a tour of Care House and learn a little bit more about the services that we provide. I'd be happy to answer any questions. No?
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Anyone else?
Good afternoon. My name is Jacqueline Merchant, and I am from the Macomb Homeless Coalition, and I first want to say Happy New Year, neighbors. We just moved into Macomb County at the Macomb Family Resource Center right at 196 North Rose Street, the old Washington School Building, in July. Mhm. The Macomb Homeless Coalition has been in existence since 1984, serving Macomb County residents in all sorts of homeless services, be it actual case management, providing security deposits, rental payments, as well as physically going out and counting homeless and reporting that information to HUD, our Housing and Urban Development, as well as MSHDA, Michigan State Housing Development Authority. The Macomb Homeless Coalition is the lead agency for the Macomb County Continuum of Care, and we've been in existence, as I mentioned, for 32 years. My ask from you today is for $3,000 in funding so that we can match our donations. We have a large donation group, so that we can provide services that are not necessarily regulated by HUD or MSHDA rules to assist in different sorts of projects, be it bus cards, purchasing food right on the spot for homeless people, and things that are not necessarily covered in the grant. Last year, well, first of all, we are doing our push now for the 2017 point in time count, which is HUD's biggest way to find out who our homeless residents are. Anyone that is unsheltered on Wednesday, January the 26th, 2017, will physically be counted by us and the members of our continuum. It's called the point in time count, and last year's point in time count, we found 405 unsheltered individuals, 60 of which were children. Last year, the Macomb Homeless Coalition, with this particular project, our Continuum of Care project, serviced 2,541 persons. We're asking for the $3,000 to help in other ways besides the grant funding that we have, and we hope that you will take that into consideration. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions? Thank you.
Thanks. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Motion to close Move to close the public hearing for the allocation of Community Development Block Grant funding for fiscal year 2017.
Support.
Roll call? Or is there any discussion? Sorry.
Oh, wait, I have one question. I just wanted an update from Mr. Tingley on the 2016 Community Development Block Grant funds for the demolition at 88 Gibbs, Murdoch, and Corton Park.
Yeah, the city's currently working on the bid packet for that project, and the county's also finishing up their environmental review as well.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Ford.
Closing public hearing.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
Menzer.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes. Okay, approve purchase and payment of invoices, and I think we have the city attorney who would like.
I would suggest that this body move to remove item number 1, Champion Power Sweeping, until the next meeting. There are a couple concerns relative to the prior contract and drafting an extension agreement to that contract. I don't think we should be doing this on a bid basis. On a payment of bills and invoices, I think we want some written contractual agreement. It's a 3-year expenditure, it's $90-some thousand. So I don't want to be locked in to where you cannot, there's a issue of whether you can terminate the agreement or if you have to, even if you're not satisfied with the service, that type of thing. So I would ask that it be tabled to the next meeting, and we'll have something for you then.
Will someone make a motion to table? Question?
Move to table
Wait.
I'm sorry, she had a question.
I'm glad you did that because I had some questions about exactly what this encompasses. It says, sweeping, and I didn't know if that's roads, sidewalks, exactly what all that entailed, so I'm glad you did that. So, go ahead with your motion, Campbell. Commissioner Campbell.
Go ahead, Campbell.
Sounds like I'm at school. Move to table the approval of purchase and payment of invoices until the next
Just
meeting.
item one.
Just item
Just
one.
item
Just
one.
item one.
There's a couple.
Yeah.
Item 1 of the payment of invoices.
Support.
Okay, roll call.
Hill.
Yes.
Crap.
Are we voting on the whole
We're
thing?
just
then?
tabling
Or
first.
just for, okay, yes.
Crop.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Okay, now I need a motion to approve the remainder of the purchase and payments.
Move to
Oh, we did that.
Move to approve the remainder of all purchases and payments of invoices.
Support.
Okay, roll call.
Crop.
Yes.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Okay, consent agenda, need a motion.
Motion to approve consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Roll call.
Menser.
Yes.
Bunton.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Ford.
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Crop.
Yes.
Okay, city managers report. Did you want to read that, or did you want me? Okay.
The next regular city commission meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 17th, 2017, at 7 p.m. A work session will be held prior to the meeting at 5:45 p.m. to discuss 2017 CDBG funding, sidewalks, and miscellaneous fees. Christmas trees will be collected by the city's refuse contractor on your regularly scheduled trash pickup day throughout the month of January. Please make sure the tree is bare and not in a plastic bag when placed at the curb for pickup. The next issue of the Clementines newsletter is scheduled for delivery in the Journal newspaper on January 11th, 2017. City staff will be hosting an open house on Thursday, January 12th, 2017, from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Mount Clemens YMCA, located at 10 North River Road, to provide an opportunity for residents to review and comment on the draft 2017 Parks and Recreation Plan. City offices will be closed in observance of the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. That's on Monday, January 16th. Refuse pickup will remain on schedule the week of January 16th. And regarding the MacArthur Park Clinton River project, please consider donating to the city's MacArthur Park Clinton River project. Donations are tax deductible and will be taken until January 28th, 2017. Please visit the city's website at www.cityofmountclemens.com for more information or to make a donation.
Any questions of the city manager? Okay, we're going on to commissioner's comment. Commissioner Campbell?
Yeah, there were several residents that had some concerns. I brought those to the city manager, and she'll be working on that, and hopefully have some information in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Hill?
I want to start by saying Happy New Year to everybody. I hope that 2017 will be a safe, healthy, and happy year for all of our residents and city employees. Yesterday, my husband Tom and I spent the afternoon and evening working at the warming center located this week at the First United Methodist Church of Mount Clemens. We prepared and served a chili dinner for 56 people who were grateful for a hot meal and a warm place to sleep. 5 Mount Clemens churches each assume the responsibility for feeding and housing homeless men and women for 1 week during the winter months. Other churches throughout Macomb County also take a week to provide shelter and meals for homeless people. We were very pleased to be part of the large group of people who work to provide this service to men and women in Macomb County. Thank you to those who came to request funding from the city for our CDBG funding. Those are important programs which serve a variety of needs. Actually, I have contact with several of these organizations through my church and the work I used to do through adult education. So I can certainly relate to all of your needs and the good work that you do. Whether or not we are able to help fund these programs, it is important for us to know about these very worthwhile efforts. Thank you. Have a good evening and a great week.
Thank you. Commissioner Crop.
I too would like to say Happy New Year to everyone in Mount Clemens and who are visiting today to present for us. And thank you for coming to present for us. Like Commissioner Hill was mentioning, I think knowing what services are out there as a public official is helpful because we often get questions about resources. So if nothing else, we do appreciate your time. I wanted to say thank you again to John's Family Grill. The Christmas Eve donation, or the Christmas Eve buffet that he had that was open to everyone for a free meal, and then they were accepting donations, was quite a success. I haven't heard a total yet, but when we tried to get there, was it over 5,000?
Split between two churches.
That's great. So I know that is an increase of last year. I think they were like 3,000. We couldn't even get in the door at 10 o'clock. So that was exciting.
Later, that's why.
Did you? Oh, should have went later. So that was exciting, and I'm glad to see our community come together and support such a great and cause that's very local. So I will have a coffee talk this month. Mr. Ford's computer's talking to him.
Is she talking to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will have a coffee talk this month. I'm going to have two. January 10th.
Just ignore it.
I know, it's really hard to ignore. January 10th and January 17th, both at 9:30 a.m. Those are both Tuesdays instead of Tuesday and Saturday. But I will be out of town on the Saturday, so we're going to just do the 10th and the 17th of January. So if you have questions or just want to hear about what's happening in the city, I would love to just sit down and have a cup of coffee with you. Again, John's Family Grill on the corner of Grand and Cass. I'm glad I can get there. And that's all I have today. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Menser?
So, in early December, Selfridge Air Force Base sent 100 citizen airmen and National Guards people. They were deployed to Southwest Asia. They were all members of the 127th Wing, which is comprised of the 171st Air Refueling Squadron and the 191st Maintenance Squadron. And these guys, these young men and women service the KC-135 Stratotanker. And we hope that you come home safe, and we thank you for your service. And I just want to remind you, while we were celebrating, they were all serving overseas. And also, I wanted to mention that Selfridge is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year, and there will be lots of events coming out in celebration of that. They've been a wonderful neighbor to the city of Mount Clemens. They are a partner in mutual aid to our fire department, and we thank them for their service, and we want them all to come home safe and sound. So what I wish for the residents of Mount Clemens and for all of you for 2017 is just simple kindness. I had a conversation with somebody about how angry people have been lately. So I wish for you kindness. I think that you can disagree and still be kind. I think that you can make your point and still be kind. And I think that you can talk to a stranger and still be kind. And so that's my hope for you. And I wanted to say to Grady and Sadie Jones over on Fessenden Street, thank you for being kind. That's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Button?
I'm glad she mentioned the kindness thing. I think that's pretty important, and I think that that is a thing that is going to make America great, is for one another to be kind to one another. That wasn't on my normal script, but I thank you very much for that input. I also want to thank those who made presentations tonight. I thought that they were very enlightening as to what you actually do, and it's very worthy and worthwhile. And I just wish you Godspeed, that you continue to do your work and that you can get the funding you need to have to continue to do what you do. For those who are having problems with the snow, I don't have the information with me tonight, but if Lord willing and I can remember, next week I'll have some information about having your snow plowed or your driveway shoveled for senior citizens and people who have difficulties. There are programs out there that will provide you with that service if you so need. I'd like to also say congratulations to Mickey Wise and the DDA for a spectacular New Year's celebration. Unfortunately, an old man like me had to get to bed, so I had to get up and go to church the next morning, so I wasn't actually at the presentation. But several of the younger members at our church attended the ceremony. They were not members of Mount Clemens community, but they attended. And they were very complimentary. They said that they had a wonderful time and that it was described as being perfect. So anytime you can have that kind of a congratulations, well, you well deserved all the accolades that you can get. I'd like to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. But you know what? I guess I keep saying this. Every day is the new year because it's one that you've never seen before. So if you have resolutions you made and you miss those resolutions, then there's an ample opportunity for you to make another resolution and get back on track. So Happy New Year to you all. This month is also the month that we celebrate the life of Martin Luther King. He was born January 15th, 1929. I encourage all of you to take some time this month and consider the accomplishments of this great man. He was a preacher, a teacher, a philosopher, and a civil rights leader. Along with his birthday this month, there are several people who are sitting in front of you now that have birthdays in the month of January. So I'd like to wish you all as well happy birthday.
Thanks.
I'm not sure I'm supposed to mention, so I won't. But anyway, last week I gave a Commissioner Wisdom, and I was reprimanded for not giving the author. So I'm going to do it again this week and give you the author first. Martin Van Buren. He said, "It is easier to do a job right than to explain why you didn't." Now, I have another one for you, and this one is in step with the Martin Luther King month. "The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people." And that is by Martin Luther King. And so with that, we'll say good night.
Commissioner Ford.
I'd like to wish everybody a happy new year, very prosperous 2017. And if you missed the fireworks downtown Mount Clemens, you missed the nice fireworks. It was pretty nice. That's it.
Thank you. I'll just piggyback on that. I want to thank all the people that have for 23 years given up their time to be downtown to put on the fireworks for the city of Mount Clemens, where they could be out celebrating with their families. So I truly appreciate Mickey Weiss, and there's a number of other people. If I start naming everybody, I'm going to forget it, but Mickey coordinates it, so I do want to congratulate her. We did not have the fireworks at 9 o'clock because of the wind, so Never Never Land did not get fireworks. However, we did have the fireworks at midnight, and the fireworks that would have gone off at 9 o'clock were added to the 12 o'clock ones, so you had a longer show. So it was very nice, and I truly appreciate, again, everybody's sacrifice for putting that on for the rest of the community, which was overwhelming. We had more people downtown this year than we've had in years, so that's wonderful. Piggyback on Mr. Button, I'm not ashamed to admit that Lisa had her birthday yesterday. Right, yesterday. Laura's birthday is coming up
No, it was yesterday.
Yesterday, oh, both of them yesterday. And my birthday is coming up on the 13th, which is Friday the 13th. And I think it's really neat to say, when I was 13, it fell on Friday the 13th. So it's kind of cool. I'm not ashamed to say it.
And mine is the 19th.
Oh, yours is the 19th. So look
So
at
we're a
this.
bunch of Capricorns.
All these Capricorns, all these goats climbing. How old is everybody? I don't think that's necessarily part of
29.
I'm
I'll put it this
speaking.
way,
You
I'm
don't
the
have any more
senior
to say.
citizen.
So with that, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Roll call.
Yes.
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 Fuller? Hill? Yes. Pratt?
Yes.
Henson?
Yes. Meeting adjourned.